Welcome to another episode of the Film Room. I'm really excited to be joined today by Tonie Morgan from now at the University of Kentucky. Tony, first and foremost, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain. I have it's kind of wild. Things are just days keep stacking. Fall is officially here just about, and that means college basketball is right around the corner. So
Yes.
I think the main thing I want to ask you before we even get into anything, like, how has this summer been for you? Kind of transitioning to new city, new program. Kind of run us through it. What's that been like for you?
This summer, it was definitely different for me. But a great summer. I like to say, I feel like I got a lot better. Kenny's working me the whole way, and I think that he's definitely done some new things for me that I hopefully can display this season. So I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I love to hear that. Particularly like, when you announced you're going to the portal, I was really excited to see where you were going to choose because I think it's interesting. Like the way I think about the game is like so much about like fit, what your play style is with, how you can develop going where you're going. And, going from GT, where I think you guys did a lot of great stuff playing more Princeton, a lot like slower pace in the half court, really a lot of cutting, to now like I think it's going to be a very different offense in
Mhm.
Kentucky from what you're used to in a way that could really, I mean, obviously you did great stuff at GT, but I think can really make your game pop in another way.
Yeah.
What, like, obviously everybody asks you why Kentucky, but like every time you answer, wanting to get ready for the next level, um, preparing for the next level. So what about this system and what Coach Brooks has done makes you feel like this is the place to take your game to the next level?
I mean, one, Coach Brooks, of course, he treats me like a pro. He treats us like pros, and that's one thing I was definitely looking for because that's where I want to be. And then, of course, Kentucky basketball is big, is huge. The state of Kentucky loves basketball, women's basketball too, at that. So I think that's amazing. And then so far, Kentucky has felt like another home. So I'm just happy that they welcome me here. But back to Coach Brooks, like he's been very honed in on my development, and I think that was very important for me, a coach who wanted to see me succeed, not just at college, but at the next level. So that was very important.
Definitely. And then like particularly on like play style.
Yeah.
What like are you somebody who like watched a bunch of teams like in the portal where you like going back through and like watching that, right? This is how you guys play, this is what you do, like how can I fit into this? What was that like for you?
So, well, when I went in the portal, I knew it was specific teams that I wanted to consider, like,
Hmm.
teams that I could help, teams that I could fit, of course, great fit. So I definitely watched their play style to see if not only if it could help me, but also a little bit of a challenge because I played a one way the whole way at GT. So maybe just show that I can do more. And I think that Coach Brooks definitely does a great job at helping me show that I can do a lot more than I've showed so far. So
Yeah, no, I love to hear that. Something in particular too, and we're gonna get into it a little bit in film, but I think it was wild going back through. So I was watched a couple full games back and watched all of your pick and roll possessions, and like as much as you guys did some really great stuff offensively, you've really never gotten to work like with a true pick and roll big before. And I was thinking about that particularly as it pertains to Kentucky and like getting to play with Key, getting to play with Claire Strack. Like there's going to be some real bigs in the paint, and also getting to work with you in pick and roll. So, what are you most excited about for what that can do and what you can kind of show with that?
um yeah, they're great players. Like they're great players, great teammates. They can pick, pop, dive, roll, anything you want them to do, they can do. Get off the backboard, block shots, anything. So I'm just super excited to play with them. Like I don't even think they know how excited I am. So yeah.
No, I love to hear that. As far as what this summer work was like for you too, so you make your commitment to Kentucky, you're going there. What was the process like of starting to pick up? All right, this is what I'm going to work on. This is what I'm going to hone in on to be ready to show this next year.
Um, well, what I'm trying to show this year is that I can lead. Of course, that's what pros want to see in a PG, but also that I can shoot it. Like I've always been able to shoot it. I just never did, if that makes sense.
No, it
So
makes sense.
yeah, like hopefully I plan to show this year that I can lead and that I can shoot all three levels. So that's the main thing.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's funny again because going back and watching you, like honestly, no matter like a lot of what we're gonna do is going through your pick and roll coverages and how you attack them. I feel like I mean, you have some pretty rare gifts for like when you get unders, you can still just get to the basket, which like not a lot of players can do that. You got a pretty unique handle, really shifty with the ball, and you're also really strong. So like you can do a lot with that. Whereas like, okay, you almost don't even need to shoot when you have a screen because you can get where you want.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's important to note, like you mentioned, like being able to show that is really big for the next level because
Hmm.
that's going to be, things change. But,
Hmm.
um, and are you aware of how well you shot on pull up twos this last year?
I don't know like specific numbers, but like once I like think back through games in my head, I was like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel like I
sure I'm
knocked
pretty
down
good at it.
I
Yeah.
knocked down quite a few, I would like to think.
Yeah. You shot 50% on pull up twos this last year, which is it's pretty damn good. That's like top 15 in the country, I think, for as far as volume. Um, and like I don't know, I all of your shots, I feel like, particularly any of the ones you took from outside last year, I felt good about them. Like I think especially when you get a second to like really set, I think a lot of it's just gonna be about footwork, getting used to it. All those kinds of things. But um, I want to ask too about defense because you mentioned on top about like kind of playing one way, and I think a big part of you guys growing this last year at Georgia Tech into a tournament team was making some improvements on the defensive end. How have you kind of looked at that and how you are kind of continuing to take your game in that direction?
Defensively, I wanted to show that I could be a two-way guard. Like I'm not just an offensive minded player. I definitely want to get after it on defense, and where the point guard is where it starts. So you're right. You're typically at the top, and you got to set the tone for your team. So that's definitely something that my teammates depend on me to do. Show up in every game. So
Yeah, especially going into the SEC, what has been kind of your thought process of like, all right, obviously I think sometimes it gets made out to be a little bit too big of a difference, but like it
yeah,
is going to be different play styles and different players in there. So what's that
yeah.
kind of been like?
I mean, over the years, I've played some SEC teams, so I kind of know what it's like to play. And I mean, I think I'm ready. Like you said, I'm a strong, quick guard, so I think I'll be pretty good on the defensive end. So yeah.
Definitely. I want to ask too, in terms of like how you watch the basketball right now. Are you somebody who's kind of always got it on in the background? You watch the W. What's that kind of been like for you?
I've definitely started watching it more since that's a destination I want to go to.
Yeah,
But I definitely need to tune in even more than I have been because, like I said, that's where I want to go. So I need to lock in.
yeah. Playoffs
Yeah.
are going to be good, so there's going to
Yeah.
be a lot to watch pretty shortly.
Yes.
Um, as far as like any kind of people you maybe feel like you modeled your game after or took pieces and parts from growing up, is there anyone that you kind of look to in terms of like, I can see myself in them a little bit, or like, their shot, their hesitation dribble, like, is that something that kind of resonates for you?
Um, I mean, I watched a lot of basketball growing up, but I've always been one of those people who never wanted to like model my game after anybody because I want to be the first Tonie Morgan, if that makes sense.
No,
Like,
I like that.
obviously, yeah, like obviously, I watch a lot of basketball. I think players are great, but I want to like bring my own thing to it. Like, of course, everything's already been like made like a hezzy, behind the back, everything's already been made, but I try to like stay authentic to myself. So,
Yeah. No, absolutely. One player I do have to lob to you. She played for the Dream, gosh, probably like 10 plus years ago now. Her name was Arminty Price Harrington. She was played at Ole Miss,
mm.
somebody that I think you should watch because
Yeah,
very
yeah.
similar to you, like really hoppy around the rim, very good finisher, brought it two ways. So somebody who I've watched before that kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Um, Definitely somebody to tap into. Like you mentioned, kind of going backwards in terms of the work with Coach Brooks, and you mentioned him treating you guys like pros. What does that look like to you on a day-to-day basis, and like being made to feel like a pro?
Um, hmm. I mean, we do a lot of developmental things, like work on your one-on-one game because if you're better, the team's better. Of course, work within the team, small groups. A lot of this summer was a lot of development. And then like if you're hurt, tell him because we have a whole season ahead of us and it hasn't even started yet. So he wants us to treat our bodies like pros. That means getting in with our trainer, getting in with our strength coach, and just like showing up as a pro. Like, I mean, I don't know how to describe it because I feel like we all do it so well, but you just know how to present yourself in other company and when there's no company as well.
No, I like that. Yeah, no, I think it's an interesting part of like getting to be part of a new program and see different things. Like
Mhm.
you kind of just get a very different perspective because, when you've done something for 3 years, you get to experience something again. You're like, wow, this is different. Like,
Yeah.
not to say that the past thing is bad, but it's just like, again, just a new perspective and new understanding for stuff. Um, all right, let me get this film pulled up really quick. What you can do in the open court with both your finishing and your vision is kind of one of the things that really starts with you. So for reference, like you guys were a top 10 percentile team in the country in transition efficiency last year. You guys
Mhm.
really like kicked ass doing that. So start off here. As soon as you're getting the ball and you're coming off the defensive board, what are you thinking? How are you kind of feeling the court out?
I mean, I'm thinking go, get ahead of defense, just get moving, see if any of my teammates are ahead of any of the defenders. But once I see nobody is, then I just take her to the
Yeah.
that sounds bad, but just take her to the
No,
rim.
I get you. But
Yeah.
it's this combines to one of the parts of your game that I think is really key because like so often, when we're talking about ball handlers, it's like, all right, you're really fast, you have a first step, you can get downhill. And that matters because like, you want to get to the paint, create paint touches,
Yeah.
open looks, but your change of pace mixed with your first step is like pretty lethal. Like being able to take this and like we talked about being strong, like that's an awesome look. You shot like I think 60% at the rim this year, which is like most bigs are shooting around 60% at the rim, so it's pretty good as a guard.
Yeah.
Is change of pace something that's just kind of come naturally for you, or is that something that you've just really developed over the last couple of years?
I would say it comes naturally, but I've developed it over the years.
Yeah, for sure. So here too, getting more into your vision.
Yeah. I see she's headed the number 10, she's headed to pick up KB. So I'm like, Zoe's wide open
Yeah,
right
no,
there.
especially too because like I think you do a really good job of seeking out bodies when you're in transition. Because like
Yeah.
if you can, I mean the whole game is like draw as many eyes as possible, right? So it's
Hmm.
just a great dump off because like I think people can watch some of this stuff and be like, oh, well, it's just such a simple pass. I'm like, it's a simple pass because you're doing elite stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I think you guys are going to get to do a lot of that this season too, in terms of getting out and
Yeah.
running. So particularly with like looking
Um,
at here too, I love like again the change of pace. When are you kind of starting to think, all right, I have somebody open, and you're just waiting for a defender to fully sink in?
that you're exactly right.
Yeah,
So I'm kind of playing with her, see what she's gonna do. She's too deep, she's wide open. I know what's going in. So
yeah.
yeah.
No,
She had
yeah.
2 feet in the paint. So
100%. Yeah, no,
yeah.
it's exactly like you're hitting on. Like I think it's people can make that pass, but it's like you mentioned, the manipulation I think is so
Yeah.
key in making that an open shot because
Hmm.
level of openness, if she's standing like right at the nail as opposed to 2 feet in, like you mentioned, it's a
Yeah.
huge difference in openness. So then getting into kick aheads, I feel like that's an area too where like again like people like all passes aren't created equally, right? So as soon as you're like seeing this, what's making you think this is when I want to deliver the ball. This is when I know Kara's open.
She's behind her. She asked for it, so I gave it to her.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna make you wait any longer. You want it, there you go.
absolutely. And the velocity on the ball is great too. I mean, this is like a straight rope to her. So
Yeah,
make a one dribble finish, easy stuff. But it's funny too hearing you talk about it because you're like, yeah, it's just a pass. But like, I mean, that stuff is incredibly valuable, right? Like
mhm,
pace, being able to play fast and do it well. Because a lot of teams try and play fast, a lot of teams don't do it well. So
mhm.
it matters a ton. So getting into pick and roll, because I think a lot of it is, I mean, a lot of your game is very pick and roll heavy. Just to read off a stat for you, out of 118 players in Division One last year ran 250 pick and rolls or more. Do you know where you ranked in terms of efficiency?
I don't.
You were fifth in the country. So
Oh,
out of like the top players in terms of running like 10 plus ball screens a game, top five in the country. It's a pretty good group to be in. So just to give you an illustration of where you're at with that.
yeah.
Um, so right here, I want to start to talking about NC State, a team like them. They play like
Mhm.
pretty aggressive brand of defense, but also like very good in the gaps. How does
Mhm.
that change up things for you as opposed to a team that plays just kind of more straight up?
It's got to be a little smarter because they have a lot of help, but that also leads to a lot of kick opportunities for my teammates to knock down shots.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Definitely. So, all right, let's start right here. What are you feeling out as you're kind of going through this possession?
I think this is our two up. I'm trying to see what she got caught on it.
Hmm.
So okay, yeah. So I always see if the defender goes over, under, or ice, or jamming under, or whatever.
Hmm.
But once I get the big, I always know that it's just me and the big on the island, and I
Yeah.
know I got the step on her, got to finish above her, and then that's it. The
a-
play.
Absolutely. Yeah, off that too. Number one, I love that you go into her body to get into it because,
Hmm.
like, I think that part of what makes you such a good finisher, like, you have some finishing touch that just you can't teach to people. But you also are really good at attacking contact to get to the rim. Where like I'd argue too, I think you deserve a better whistle a little bit, but part of it's like you're so on balance as a finisher that you don't get
Yeah.
calls sometimes. Um, but off this play too, because I wanted to ask, like they try to do a lot of like keeping you as far away from the
Hmm.
middle of the paint as possible, and you guys
Yeah.
started going into more of this action out of flat to try and get you isolated. What was that like? Kind of like working through this game in general with the way they were playing you, because I think you guys ran this like most of the second half out of this.
Yeah, we ran a lot. We just had to adjust because I think they started icing even in the middle at one point. They wanted to
Yeah,
keep you on one side, and basically you have to challenge it. That's where the coach knows challenge it, challenge it. So that's what I did. But I didn't even let her get into the ice on this one,
yeah,
so that definitely helped.
definitely. Okay, so like even off that too, like as far as like attacking an ice, what do you think's most important in that?
Attacking an ice,
Yeah.
well, it depends. So for me, if I have a big that can shoot it, I'll pull their big out, and then it's just a pop dump right there. But if the big, isn't really comfortable out there, then I still try and attack their man, but going downhill instead. Get them a little pop, and if the big doesn't bite, that's my midi right there.
Absolutely. All right. So getting into like attacking an under or drawing an under, as you're feeling out like again this possession. So early on in the game, when you have somebody who like again, so much of your game is being able to get downhill and play off that. How are you kind of feeling out this possession or thinking through it?
Well, yeah, I know they're going under.
Hmm.
So right here, I know they're going under. Right there's, I think, mid range right there because she's not ready to contest it. But I just, didn't make the right play, and that's okay.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes, and then it led to a turnover. And was it still our ball, or did she set
I
back
think
ours?
she ends up throwing it back to you guys. I cut her too
Okay,
early,
okay,
so that's my
yeah,
bad. But
yeah,
yeah, no, exactly. I think because again, like you see a lot of diverse coverages, right? Because like I mean,
yeah.
they want to ping up the roller so there's no pass and then meet you underneath. I agree
Hmm.
totally on like that's probably just a shot or even like
Yeah,
yeah,
or
um,
pull it out, rescreen or something.
yeah,
But yeah, she was too flat, and the defender was high to even make that pass. So.
hmm, absolutely. So getting into this next one too, more of like you guys even as the course of this game went on, you guys set screens lower and lower to try and make it even
Hmm.
harder to get unders. Was that something like you talked with your players about, or like that was coaching staff, or how did you guys kind of come together with that?
I mean, you set the screen on where the defense is, and if the defense is that low, you you gotta set the screen lower.
For sure.
I mean, hope this upseason the defense will not be that low. Please mark my words, but
Yeah,
but you gotta set the screen where the defense is. So that's just what ended up happening.
absolutely. Yeah. No, I love this too because like exactly like you're talking about. It's where the defense is, but you do a really good job of setting this up. Because to me too, like obviously what you can do getting into the paint is great, but like that you're getting there is like so much of it to me is like I mean, you have one of the best handles in college basketball right now. Um, Again, like I'm sure that's something that you worked on and have like some natural gifts with, but like what has it been like to like most key to you and kind of having the variety and shift you have in your handle?
Well, honestly, I like to keep it simple. I don't think I do a lot of different movements, but like the movements I think I attack off of them. So in and outs, hezzy cross, twins. Like I have a lot in my bag, but I don't feel the need to use them because if they bite on it, no need to dance. Just go buy them.
I
That's how
see.
I like to
This is why I like you as a player, Tony, because
play.
you don't. It's exactly economy of movement. Like you don't need 12 dribbles if you get somebody on the third one, right? Like
Yeah.
you just get somebody and go. Because as soon as you get her into the screen, all right, I'm going. Like
Yeah.
that's the whole point. And I think that's one thing that always stands out with you is like you're very efficient in your movements. Like you're not
Hmm.
wasting time. So that's really key.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. No, I definitely have a dribble
Oh
package. I
yeah, you
just
have that's the whole point. You have a great dribble package, but like being, I
no,
mean,
not
there are some
great.
players who are great off the dribble, but they put themselves into really tough boxes because they keep dribbling instead of just attacking
Hmm.
an advantage when they have it.
Yeah.
So being able to, recognize an advantage when you create it is just as important as creating in the first place. So right here too, uh, more of
Yeah.
that
I should.
middle of the floor ice look, which
Yeah.
again, that speaks to your ability to get downhill because that's like you just don't see that very often. Is there anything you do differently here, or how do you kind of feel out this one?
Well, I'm trying to see what Zoe does. What
Hmm.
Zoe's the post, but she doesn't really. She stays kind of like pop roll kind of thing. So
Yeah,
I
somewhat
just
in
gotta
between.
go. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I just gotta go. And then she bit on the pump fake. So I was like, okay, midi it is.
yeah. No, I agree. This is like to me part of what's really tough in basketball is like, as you know, like everything never like it's very difficult for everything to come out clean and picturesque.
Hmm.
So sometimes like you just gotta take the tough shot, and more often than not, the shot goes in for
Yeah.
you. So right here too, I think this number one
Yeah. I
I
had to
and I
shoot
watched this like a
it.
million times too because I'm like, I don't think she trips. I think that's from the hezzy, but like, um, I think this is like one of the biggest shots for you moving forward. Would you
Hmm.
agree? Being able to
Yeah.
hit that under screen,
Hmm.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I think it's going to be there for you because you're going to get
It
it. And
will.
um,
Yeah.
as far as like repping that out and working on that this summer, what's the work been like for that? Like, how do you kind of prepare for that, like drill wise, or has anything like really changed with that?
I hate to throw Coach Brooks under the bus, but he was kind of shocked at how well I could shoot. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people will be shocked at how well I can shoot because in the games either I don't shoot that often or they wouldn't go in. So I think my whole goal in practice, like, is to get more reps at like live reps at shooting it, repetition live reps because the game is live reps. So that's what we've been working on this summer is live reps at shooting it, and preseason is live reps because you can shoot it 5 makes every spot. Just you need that, but you also need live reps to feel how it is game pace. So that's
Absolutely.
really important.
No, 100%. You speak my language because if you're not doing it in a game setting, what are you really working on, right?
Yeah.
So right here again, they ice you in the middle, but getting into that pull up twos, I mean that's money. Especially again, like when you're a player like Sanaa on you, somebody who's like really long, very
Yeah.
agile. What's most key to trying to set her up and take her off the dribble?
She's a great defender, as we all know.
Yeah.
But if you get her to bite, you don't have a lot of room for error when you have a defender like that on you. So if she
Hmm.
bites, you got to go and you got to create space because she's long. So I got her down there, and then I had space right here, but I
Hmm.
had to step back, just create a little bit more space. So that
Yeah.
was yeah,
Yeah. No, the hezzy fake and then faking
yeah,
going downhill, I totally
yeah.
gets her. So it's good
Hmm.
stuff. Do you feel more comfortable attacking somebody bigger than you or smaller than you?
I like guard wise or like if I'm taking a big.
Guard. We'll say guard because
Guard
everybody feels
wise.
better attacking a big, right?
I don't really have a preference. I mean, I feel like I can get jiggy with anybody,
Yeah,
so
no,
I
for
don't really
sure.
have a preference.
As
Yeah,
Adrian Broner once said, anybody can get it. So I don't
yeah,
know if you've ever seen that clip before, but
yeah.
all time great. So right here too, again, another way to kind of attack an ice, getting the snaking and getting to the other side. Um,
Naked. Yeah.
yeah. Is this more like okay, you're seeing Trigger's angle and you're like, I have a gap here?
Yeah, gap, and if I can, anytime I can snake on a ice or whatever screen it is, I want to because it's more
Mhm.
space, can make more reads.
Absolutely. So
I
as
like
soon
to
as you
play
get over,
space.
what are you thinking once okay, you get the switch? What are you feeling out and thinking here now?
So right here, I get to switch, but I can see. I feel like Rivers was coming back,
Hmm.
so I was hoping Carroll would lift a little more because who was that? Zaya James is. kind of focused on me. So
Yep.
I feel like she could have got a better shot if she looked at it a little bit more, and then she would have been wide open.
Absolutely. Yeah. And even here too, like, I mean, this is a dart of a pass. Like, I think that's one of the things too you're really good at. Like, you are able to, I mean, that's like a straight line. Like, I assume your core workout's pretty good because that is a lot of core to get a ball off like that. Um, yeah. No, I mean, that's great work. Because, like you said, I think, again, it's all the change of pace stuff, right? Like being able to manipulate, use your eyes.
Hmm.
Everybody's got their eyes on you, figure out a way to attack it. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
So right here too, going into this game, a very different team in how they play. Playing
Yeah.
against Duke, what can you explain what that's like defensively? Because I mean, offensively against their defense, because they play like I mean, a lot of switching, but very long, pretty disciplined. How does that kind of change things for you?
For me,
Yeah,
I try and stay consistent in my things, but they make you get outside your comfort zone, and I like that. But as anybody who watched this game, I would imagine this game is boring for spectators because it was great defense. It was a very low scoring game,
yeah,
so they make you work for your points. Let me just say it's a very physical game when you play Duke every time.
yeah. No,
Yes.
absolutely. And I think part of what was really fun in going back to this game, and correct me if you feel otherwise. I feel like this is a really great game for watching you against like pro systems because
Mhm.
they threw a lot of like switching at you, a lot of like blitz to switch, like a lot of just very different, more exotic coverages to try and get you uncomfortable. And I feel like you did a really good job of attacking switches, which we'll dive into obviously, but like yeah, just like their length, their ability to really muck things up is difficult.
Mhm.
Then they do a really great job of changing angles because they play like very no middle too. Like they just want to
Yeah.
keep everything as far away from the paint as possible. So right here, always probing early offense, seeing what you can get. I also love to like you guys do a lot of we don't have everything pitch it and then come back to the ball. Just like
Mhm.
quick reset. So right here too, as you're kind of like testing out what you're getting on this ball screen, what makes you want to go here? Or like what are you looking for?
What makes me want to go baseline?
Yeah.
Wait, let me watch it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's the shot I wanted. So usually when I go with Ari, she's a good shooter.
Yeah.
I like to get her open shots for the three, even if she doesn't make them, just get them in rhythm, just get them up because once she starts hitting, it's over with. So if I attack, I knew Jada Donovan would bite a little bit, and I knew she'd be open
Hmm. Absolutely. So
because yeah, they were in no man's land. Like they both were kind of on me, so I was like, let me
yeah.
just try it, and they both kind of went for a second. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, you can totally tell like they're kind of like caught between do we want to switch? Are we gonna
yeah,
switch? So I love that you choose when they're indecisive like that. Because again, pick and pop is going to be so big for you guys this year. It was big for them last year, big for Kentucky last year. I mean, but again, like I think that's great stuff because exactly like you said, this isn't a play. I mean, it's just an action. You're just
hmm
running offense, seeing what you can get, and so much of being a point guard is how can I make the most efficient look out of this, and I
hmm
like that a lot. So right here too, again, attacking baseline. When you see it, because like obviously you'll see help, but it's very different when it becomes help and then a switch off of it.
yeah.
So how are you kind of feeling this one out?
Well, she comes over. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, so number five,
Mhm.
that's a great defensive play right there for number five because
Dude,
typically,
she's
yeah,
tremendous.
typically that person is not making that play. So Zoe's wide open, but she made a great defensive play, but it led to Ari being open because they were in a scramble. So something good came out of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I think you make good work out of what this can be because, like you said, I that to me at least, I don't know how you feel. I thought Alicia Connell was the best perimeter defender in the ACC last year. Like she is tough.
Yeah,
She's
she's
quick,
tough.
but she's smart. She doesn't get caught off guard. Like that's just a great play from them. And it ends up being a good open shot. So like that's all you can ask
Yeah.
for. Particularly with
Hmm.
jump passes too, though, because I think that's something that you really have gotten your bag and have worked with, and I like it. Like I think obviously it depends on every coach, right? But I think
Yeah.
you're pretty smart with it. Because like right here, this is what else is the pass if you're not jumping this one?
Yeah, because
Um,
Toby's long.
yeah, yeah. Um, so as far as jump passes though, like where did that kind of originate from you, and like how do you kind of like decide like when you're going to do it or not?
A lot of my coaches haven't been jump pass happy. I must
Of
be
course.
honest, but jump. I'm not gonna lie, jumping kind of helps me make a better pass. But jump passes have got me in trouble a few times, some charges, but that's okay. I try to jump straight up and down, but I might be getting away from jump passes for a little bit, just to preserve my legs, just to
I
preserve
got
my
you.
legs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Correct if I'm wrong. You were what, like all state high jumper in high school? So
It was actually middle school,
middle
but
school?
at high school state. So yeah,
Okay. Well,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, that's the same thing, right? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
even more impressive, I guess. But like, yeah. I mean, it's interesting because like, do you watch Tyrese Halliburton very much?
Tyrese Halliburton, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
He's like the example of like why jump pass can be good. And I
yeah.
feel that in your game too, because you're such a threat getting downhill. You can create new angles with it. And like, again, it depends on the offense you're running and who you're playing with. But like,
Hmm.
we love angles, man. Like getting a
Yeah.
new angle is so big and like being able to create something and your creativity with it is really key. So right here, I believe this is yeah, I think you get a blitz on this one. No, I cannot read my paper correctly. Oh no, yeah, you do. Okay, so as soon as you get more of a hedge, what are you kind of thinking right here as soon as you're coming off the screen?
And just see what I'm working with. I keep bouncing it out, and then she leaves. Actually, yeah, it wasn't a I was thinking maybe it was a trap at first, but it
Hmm.
wasn't. It's just a good hedge. It was a good hedge, so I bounced her out a little bit, come back, trying to attack her, got her on my hip a little bit, just got to finish the layup really.
Hmm. How other like what other ways would you attack a hedge? So like when you're like, all right, let's say if you don't feel as comfortable getting into the paint, what would you do in this situation?
Attacking the hedge, I would
Yeah,
go off her hip,
yeah,
attack her, just keep going.
okay,
But I brought it back because I was thinking of a trap, but that's okay.
yeah, no, for sure, you got to
Yeah,
feel it out
that's okay.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So right here too, I like this is one of my favorite plays that you guys do in this game. So out of just again attacking switches, you get a big on a switch. So how are you kind of thinking through this possession? As soon as you get Delaney on a switch like that, what is it? What do you want to get out of this?
I want to attack her,
Hmm.
so really just everybody please move a little bit. But they don't, so it's okay. We play out of it, get some action going.
Hmm. And that's like, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like this is something that'll be different for you guys in Kentucky this year. Like I think as soon as you get something like this, it's like no, we have an opportunity to really go and create some out of this, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think you do a really good job of making something out of this still too. Like,
Mhm.
obviously get the switch back from Ashland, but do a good job drive kick. I mean, easy work.
Mhm.
Because I feel like one of the reasons you're so good at like it's funny because so often like when we're talking about a player in your position struggling with switching defenses, and I think you really excel at it because of the way that you slow down and read the game. Like, is
Mhm.
that something that you've kind of just felt like you've always got in your back pocket?
Yeah, I definitely tried to get better at that. Just watching film with coaches, just knowing that you don't always have to be in a rush. You know.
Yeah. No, absolutely, because oftentimes like, switches wanna make you uncomfortable
Mhm.
and take something away or just make you do something you don't wanna do, right? So being able to work
Mhm.
back into something that you're more comfortable with is really key.
Yeah.
Um, I wanna say we're on defense now. Yes. So being more on the defensive side, so, like, what are you again, coming off the ball, I believe this ends up being a zipper. What are you, like, thinking as soon as you start to see, "Okay, I'm getting pushed into a screen?"
I'm trying to get over, so I try and push up against her, but they're very physical.
Mhm.
Get a little hit. That's okay. We're going over on her. She's a shooter, and then just stay with her, stay in the gap. Yeah, force a shot clock. Did no, no, she got it off, but
Yeah.
force
Almost
her
a
into
shot
her,
clock, yeah,
yeah,
pretty
force her
close.
into her mid range. She didn't really like shooting mid ranges.
Yeah.
She three or key type player, but yeah, so that was a
Absolutely.
good play on defense so
Yeah,
far.
no, that was good. So especially here too, again, another they love because like I mean they're very set driven. Like they
Mhm.
love just like let's run you off a million screens.
Yeah,
So right here too, again, coming more into the slot. What are you feeling out with this one?
still gotta get over. Shoot her, stay with her. She gets her shot off. We want her to shoot mid ranges.
Yeah,
I
make her
mean,
uncomfortable, keep her
yeah,
off the
maybe,
line.
yeah. That's not what she wanted to shoot, but that's what we wanted. So.
Absolutely. Here too, early offense, picking up again, like so as soon as you're getting out of early offense and then trying to get like, all right, let's get comfortable, let's make them uncomfortable. What are you feeling out here?
She can. Olivia can shoot it. Just stay in her space. Ice it. Stay with her. Make her shoot a tough shot.
Yeah,
That's really what you want on defense. Stay in their face if you don't get a turnover. If you don't turn them over, make them take a tough shot. So
definitely. What's the most important part to you in succeeding in ice as a defense?
succeeding in ice. First of all, being on the same page as your big. That's one. And then two, succeeding is being able to recover. So if you played a little bit, I have to get back in front, and that releases my big to take their man back. If I'm
Hmm.
able to get back in front before they get a shot off, or I get my hand in her face while she gets shot off, that's what we want. So that's successful ice.
Agreed. Yeah, and I mean, you're anytime you're forcing somebody into a sidestep or a step back, like that's all you can ask for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole point of
Sit
ice,
you
right? Like make it difficult,
hmm
take away the roll, like keep it in front, and you're doing a good job.
Yeah, I got lazy here.
Yeah.
Yeah, got lazy here. Citron's a
So
great player, so
yeah,
you can't
when
get
you
lazy on her.
so when you say like get lazy, what makes you feel like this is lazy?
Cause I don't know where she is. And like I know where she is, but I don't know what's around me. So West Bell, great screen. So I lose track of how to get back to Citron, and that's a mistake because now she's open. Oh,
Yep,
that's an open
flare.
shot. That's the open shot for her. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, she is real tough. One dribble pull up is like money for
yeah.
her. So like especially on like guarding, weak side flares, because particularly pro level, like tons of teams are like weak
hmm
side action is going to be a flare right off of it as soon as they got the ball other side. So like,
hmm
what do you think is most important to you in like being like caught up on that or more aware? Like, how would you approach this one differently in the future?
You just can't get caught up.
Yeah,
Literally, you can't get hit because once you're hit, you're dead in the water. It either forces a switch. And guard to guard, that's okay. It's not what you want, but it's okay. But with a big, you absolutely don't want to put your big on an island. So you just can't get hit. You got to be aware.
100%. I love that answer. Here too again, another
Yeah.
another ice.
Mhm.
I love the this is one of the things that I think you can even keep improving on. Like you've got really good hands on defense. Obviously, this is like hell of a jump to just be in the passing lane. I think there's even more room for you to be like active with your hands on defense. Would
Mhm.
you would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got really good anticipation skills and able to jump the lane like that. Same thing here too. Like you have like legit like rim protection chops as a guard, which is like again rare stuff, but like I mean that's pretty nice. We can't complain about that. But you mentioned too in terms of like saving your knees. I think that's a
Yeah.
legit thing, right? Like
Yeah.
I think people undersell that how important it is to like be economic with some of the decisions you make as a leaper,
Mhm.
even when you can jump.
Yeah.
So like how do you kind of like work through that and think through that? Because it's an important thing to recognize now, but like how do you kind of approach that?
It's a new thing for me because I realize I'm not getting any younger. So
Yeah.
I want
Wait
to
till
play.
I'm
Yeah.
28 and I feel that every day. So wait
Yes.
till you get here. Stretch.
Yeah.
My biggest tip of advice, stretch, do yoga as soon as possible cuz
Yes.
good lord, it comes for everybody. But yeah, sorry not to cut you off.
Yeah, stretching and yoga is essential, but honestly, with the sport we play, it's not enough. You gotta find ways to preserve your body even on the court and like jump passes. You don't I don't have to make jump passes all the time, so I shouldn't. Just less jumping,
Yeah,
just make smarter decisions. I mean, the older you get, the smarter you want to be. So yeah.
absolutely. Plus
Honestly, that ball hit off her, and they that ball hit off her, and they gave her the ball.
I'm glad that you remember that. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that one it definitely hit off her. So
yeah.
ACC refs, what are you going to do? Um Right here too, even like because I think you have the ability, like even if you do, quote
Mhm.
unquote, get caught ball watching, I
Yeah,
think
ball
you have an
watch.
ability to really like just still muck up plays and make things difficult. Obviously, like we don't want to have to do this every play, right?
Mhm.
But like
Mhm.
again, I think that you can do it. Like there's just another level I think your defense can get to, being even more locked in with it and continuing to do that film work.
Mhm.
Um, that's all I got film wise. I just want to say thank you for making the time because I really enjoyed picking your brain and kind of getting to see how you see things. Is there anything you want to shout out or mention before we get out of here?
No, I mean, thank you for having me. This is great.
Yeah,
Look back on some old games, some old film. Got me excited for the season.
yeah.
So
I think
yeah.
just to kind of wrap up in terms of like what this season is going to be for you. How do you kind of like? obviously I know you seem very much like somebody's got their feet planted. But when you're looking at like what a successful season is in your last year of college basketball, what does that kind of look like for you if you're looking back at, end of April?
Mm. A successful season to me, that's hard because I'm definitely not someone who tries to look that far ahead. But I would say a successful season to me is that I got better, the team got better, and then we accomplished the goals that we set together. So that's a successful season, and then we want to shoot high, we want to aim high, and we accomplished that, and that's successful to me.
Awesome. No, I love to hear that. Well, Tony, thank you for your time. To everyone watching, of course, keep up with all things Wildcat basketball. Tony's going to be a pretty damn good part of this team. So excited to see what that looks like.